In this video, I'm going to be discussing some of the most common mistakes made when filing for Social Security. So if you'd like to learn more, stay tuned. Hey there, my name is Chichi Aguoji. I'm a New York-based realtor with a focus on helping seniors and retirees sell their homes and find the best locations to retire. Now, if you're someone who's nearing retirement age, something that might be on your mind is having to file to collect your Social Security benefits. What you may not be aware of is there are some common pitfalls that a majority of people tend to make when they do file to collect their benefits. So I'm going to be discussing those common pitfalls in today's video. Number one, trusting the Social Security Administration to tell you what's best for you. So here's what you should know. Social Security is a government agency. They are under no obligation to help you maximize your Social Security benefits, and they are not liable if any mistake is made whatsoever. That said, do not trust Social Security to help you maximize your benefits because as an agency, they're not incentivized to do so. In addition, one thing that you'll find when you do speak to a Social Security officer is that their systems, their computer systems tend to be very old and antiquated. And so when you speak to one, they might end up having to do their calculations manually with pen and paper, as opposed to using some kind of a computer system. And this is a cause for concern, mainly because what you get or the information that you get from one officer may be very different from the information you get from another officer because each are doing the calculations by hand. So just keep in mind that the purpose of any Social Security office is for you to go there in order to file your application to collect your benefit. It is not for you to go there to seek financial advice. It is not for you to go there for them to help you figure out how you can maximize your monthly benefit. That is not their job, that's not their function, that's not their duty. And if they do provide you with advice, they might end up steering you in a direction that is not the best for you. Ultimately, it's going to be up to you to do your research to decide how to answer these questions related to when to collect Social Security and how to maximize your overall benefit on a monthly basis. Another common mistake that retirees or soon-to-be retirees make when filing for Social Security is that they don't coordinate the collection of benefits with their spouse. Now, of course, this is under the presumption that you have a spouse and that both of you will qualify to collect Social Security benefits. So if you do, it really is in your best interest to understand the rules and the laws that are associated with what happens when you have a spouse and both of you qualify to collect Social Security benefits. So what a majority of people don't know is that if you have a spouse and both of you qualify to collect Social Security, if one of you passes away, your surviving spouse has the option to either continue collecting their own personal benefit on a monthly basis or to instead choose to collect 50% of the deceased spouse Social Security benefit. So when it comes to coordinating the receipt of benefits, what you want to do is really think about who is most likely or who's more likely going to live the longest, and also consider who has earned the most income throughout the duration of their life. So it might make sense for you to potentially delay whoever earned the most income, delay the collecting of their benefits until maximum or full retirement age, so that at the very least, if that person were to pass, the surviving spouse would be entitled to collect 50% of their deceased spouse benefit. And this is really because you're only allowed to collect one benefit per person, per household. So if one of you passes, it's in your best interest to understand the math behind which of your benefits is going to allow you to maximize the overall benefit that you're going to be receiving on a monthly basis per household if you could only receive one. Another mistake that a majority of people make when they're filing for Social Security is that they decide to take a lump sum payment after they've delayed the collection of their benefits. So if you decide to wait until what's called full retirement age before collecting your monthly benefit, it's really because you want to maximize your monthly benefit. But what most people don't know is once you've waited until full retirement age, Social Security will provide you with an option to collect what's called a lump sum payment. And this lump sum payment is a 6-month retroactive lump sum payment. When you get this offer from Social Security, it sounds too good to be true. You get to collect this lump sum in addition to collecting your monthly benefit, which you might think is higher because you've waited until full retirement age. However, the catch is, if you do accept this lump sum payment, then you're also accepting Social Security paying you a lower monthly benefit in exchange for this lump sum payment. And so in short, although you've waited until full retirement age to maximize your monthly benefit, by taking and accepting this lump sum payment, you are defeating the purpose of having waited until full retirement age, because you'll be effectively lowering your monthly benefit as a result. Now, another common pitfall that most retirees or soon-to-be retirees make when thinking about Social Security is that they don't think to get what their Social Security benefit estimate will be before they decide to retire or before they decide to collect their benefits. Now, you want to know what your benefit estimate is going to be ahead of time, because then you have the ability to change it or to affect it in order for you to make it higher. So Social Security actually will use the highest working 35 years in order to calculate your benefit estimate. But I think it's fair to say that when you initially start out your career, you won't be making as much as you do at 25 or 26 than you would be at 62. So if you're aware of what your benefit estimate will be, and you know you have, maybe 35 years under your belt already, you may want to knock out those earlier years by being able to accumulate some of the salaries that you earned in the later years, just by being aware of what your benefit estimate is. So in order for you to gain access to what your benefit estimate might be, you can call, or you can go to any local Social Security office, or you can go to their website and access your My Social Security account for you to see and get a sense of what these numbers look like and how many years are being considered in the assumptions, so that you can potentially impact these estimates before you begin to collect your benefit. Another mistake that a majority of retirees or soon-to-be retirees make when they're thinking about Social Security is they assume that Social Security payments are going to come to them automatically. Now, if there's one takeaway that you need to get from this video, it is the fact that the government is not going to be knocking on your door to hand you a check. Social Security payments are definitely not automatic. You actually have to file for your payments, because there's a lot of calculations that take place on the back end in order to determine exactly how much benefit you qualify for. So if you want your money, if you want your monthly benefit, you're going to have to file for it. It's definitely not automatic. And the final pitfall that I see majority of retirees or soon-to-be retirees making when they're thinking about filing for Social Security is that they don't consider whether or not their state, the state that they're choosing to retire in, will tax Social Security benefits. So as of the making of this video, there are currently 11 states that charge state tax on your Social Security benefits. So these states include Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, Missouri, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and Utah and Vermont. So if you choose to retire in any one of these 11 states, just note that not only will you be paying federal taxes on your Social Security benefits, you'll also be paying state taxes on your Social Security benefits. Now, this is something that you should definitely try to avoid in order to be able to maximize the usage of these funds. In other words, why would you want to pay state taxes on this source of income if you don't have to? All right, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one.